So this 2-week-long clash has finally come to an end. ICC have made up their mind. They have said T20 World Cup without Bangladesh. Bangladesh have stuck to their guns, saying no, national pride above everything else. We're not playing in the T20 World Cup. Net, the final decision, you're going to have a T20 World Cup without Bangladesh. Unprecedented, first time a team has been literally taken out of a World Cup. But what this decision has done, it's ignited a debate. Many saying justice has been done and the right decision has been taken. Then there are those that are saying no, there's been impartiality and justice has not been done. Bangladesh have been given the wrong end of the stick. What I'm going to do is going to clear your confusion and give you a clarity by answering 4 very important questions that will help you decide whether the right call has been taken or not. Question number 1, and this is, because many are saying what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So why exception for Bangladesh, whereas some other countries have gotten away with it? So I'll start with burning questions. Question 1, if India can't host one Bangladesh player in Mustafizur, that's the argument, how will it host an entire Bangladesh team? Now this is a flawed argument. I'll tell you why. Because Mustafizur not coming to India had nothing to do with security. It was a decision taken by the BCCI based on public sentiments. At the moment, there have been loads of attacks on minorities in Bangladesh, anti-Bangladesh sentiment here at the moment. So the people of India did not want a Bangladeshi player to be playing in the IPL, which we consider as the festival of cricket. It's a celebration of cricket. It's not a multilateral tournament that you have to play. Which is why Mustafizur was removed because of that. There was no security threat to him. At the moment, ICC has done its own due diligence and they have concluded no security threat to the Bangladesh team. There would have been enough security even for Mustafizur if he had come. But that decision, as I said, was taken keeping in mind the sentiments in India. Let me give you an example. Let's take IPL as an example for Pakistani players as well. It's not that India is unsafe for Pakistani players to come. 2023 was the last time they came. They played a Cricket World Cup here. No threat there. But Pakistani players are not allowed to play in the IPL. Why? Because India says we don't want Pakistani players in the current environment to be earning in India. That's why they are out. Security is not an issue. So similarly for Mustafizur, security was not an issue. So the question of India not being able to give security to Bangladesh did not arise at all. That's question 1 answered. Question 2, many are saying, if hybrid model can be adopted for India and Pakistan, why not for Bangladesh? Now, I'll tell you why. ICC took the right decision on 2 counts. 1, in case of India and Pakistan, that decision was taken long back. India had informed well in advance they cannot be playing Champions Trophy in Pakistan. 2 months in advance, a little more than 2 months in advance they had told. So ICC couldn't plan to be in a scenario like that. Bangladesh has woken up with less than 4 weeks to go for the tournament and want things to change around. That's not possible logistically. That's one reason. Secondly, in case of India, there was a genuine security threat which the Indian government conveyed to the BCCI, BCCI conveyed to the ICC. Also remember, ICC had its independent team travel to Pakistan and they did realize there was some sort of threat. So, which is why ICC's independent committee realized that India's argument about not playing in Pakistan is valid because there is a security threat here. In Bangladesh's case, it became a question of national pride. Even now, if you listen to the statements coming out of Bangladesh, they're saying national pride. But look at it from ICC's point of view. Can they give anyone a hybrid model because they are saying our national pride is hurt, so we won't go? Your national pride is not something that can be taken into consideration by ICC to give you a hybrid model. A genuine security issue can be looked at it like that. And that is the case that happened when India didn't want to go to Pakistan. And then India were kind enough to allow that reciprocal step to Pakistan, because the conditions between the 2 countries is such that they also will then not be touring India for the Women's World Cup as well as this particular T20 World Cup. So completely different scenario based on Bangladesh, which is why on that case, the earlier hybrid example that I gave, it did not go to ICC board and its voting. It did not reach that stage because ICC itself identified there is a genuine concern here. Why did it go for voting here? And when it went for voting, why is it that it was 14-2? Because they realized that Bangladesh was just keeping national pride, no security threat. So how is it that the ICC can make an exception and allow them a hybrid model? Question 2 answered. Question 3. Who won, who lost? Now I see different people celebrating, oh, we won, victory for this, victory for that. Let me tell you, I don't think anyone's won. I don't think ICC is won. Look at it from ICC's point of view. It's not an ideal scenario. They were forced to take this decision, and they've taken the right decision, but they wouldn't have wanted to replace a country at the last moment. It'll also spell trouble for them going forward. They wouldn't have wanted this. They had to take a decision because Bangladesh was not being reasonable enough. So ICC is not won. BCCI is also not won because it was never about BCCI versus Bangladesh Cricket Board. BCCI did not even say a word. The decision was with the ICC. Yes, if ICC had taken a decision to give a hybrid model, then probably BCCI would have fought that tooth and nail. But since BCCI was never involved in this fight, India was never even involved or never even called into this entire debate. So it's not even a question of India winning. Who lost? That I can answer. 2 people here. One, Bangladesh players, Bangladesh cricket, Bangladesh fans have lost. T20 World Cup will carry on. They will not be there. Big loss for them. National pride and all you can say, but it's going to hurt them financially. It will also hurt their participation, not an ideal scenario. Other one who's lost, to an extent, Pakistan. I know that they will not follow up on their word and pull out of the tournament. They'll continue to play. They were actually firing the gun of Bangladesh's shoulders, but they've lost in the sense they thought that they could cause a split in international cricket by siding with Bangladesh. Unfortunately for them, that's also not happened. So to an extent, they've also lost. The final question. What next for world cricket? And this is not looking like a good scenario. You will have trouble now going forward. And I think the first casualty could be the Asia Cup. Asia Cup is scheduled for 2027. It is to be held in Bangladesh. Now, I don't think India has refused to go to Bangladesh, but now this stance that Bangladesh is taking, maybe India might have reservations. We don't know. Already you've seen Pakistan, Bangladesh come together in the cricketing boardrooms. Will that continue? If that happens, you effectively have 5 big nations in Asia. So I think you're looking at a split. Maybe Asia Cup, maybe the first casualty. You might not have that 2027 Asia Cup ahead of the 50-over World Cup. And that is going to hurt Pakistan, Bangladesh more because they rely on that revenue. Yes, India also gets revenue from there, but it's not a major chunk of their revenue. Their major chunk comes from IPL and, of course, ICC tournaments and the big bilateral series they have with England, Australia, so on and so forth. It'll also develop some cracks in world cricket. What happens, in other tournaments? Remember 2031 50-over World Cup, India, Bangladesh are co-hosts. Will that go ahead? I know that's still a long time away. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But I think once you eliminate Bangladesh, they're not playing this tournament, that sentiment is not going to die down. Even though the government might change, but I think that sentiment might stay on for very long. It may linger. So it's not an ideal scenario for world cricket. You are going to be seeing some sort of split there. What eventually comes out of it, it's tough to guess at the moment. But as I said, cricket as a sport might suffer because of this latest episode. You let us know what you think of this entire controversy, this standoff that we saw between Bangladesh and ICC, the decision that was taken by the ICC, and what do you foresee happen to cricket in the future? We'd love to know your comments as well. Give us a like on the video if you're enjoying our content. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today.